One, two, one, two. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I felt that I would come on for a little while. There's a couple of things that he in the studio working, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to touch on real quick. So I'm in my office the other day, and young man that I know who wants to get started in business, he comes in and he sits down and he wants to talk to me about kind of what it takes uh, in leadership to to start a business, and so I began asking him questions about his emotional, mental, and spiritual state. And I guess he was a little taken aback because he thought I was just going to talk numbers and figures, and but in order to be effective, period, in life, I have to in order to be effective, period, it's very important that, because when you're building something, it's sort of like I'm the orbit around which everything is going to circle around. So the things are going to orbit around me, right? And I want you to follow me. So it's very important that if I'm going to try to build something and sustain something, that I have to be rightly centered. And in order to be rightly centered, I have to get one important key quality. And that quality is patience. Patience is a quality. Patience is a state of being. I was listening to this record with Fabulous and Jadakiss, and Fabulous said, "I built this from the ground up. That's how I found patience. I found patience through having an experience of, hey, Christine, how you doing? Having an experience of actions, right? So what it is that leads to failure, a lack of knowledge in a lot of areas is what leads to failure. A lack of knowledge about finances, a lack of knowledge spiritually, a lack of knowledge emotionally, a lack of knowledge in general is what, because we see power, and a lack of knowledge is ignorance. And whether that ignorance is intentional or unintentional, the fact that I don't know something prevents me from carrying out the actions that's needed to produce the results of success. So there's things that people who are effective is things that they know. And there's certain rules and laws that they operate under. I want you to follow me. So there's people that you can look at and you can say that piece of SHIT, but why does he get all the raises? Why is this particular person successful in business? They've always screwed people over. Why is that person seen to be getting rewarded on the job? That person's not necessarily a good person, and I'm more of a good person. I feel like I'm more deserving. The laws of success, and this is just, I'm just building to what I want to get to. The laws of success rewards discipline and obedience. It doesn't judge character. And this is where Black people being too overly sensitive, this is where we fall on in the marketplace and on the world economic scene. because a lot of us are too emotional, take things too personally, and we aren't developed properly as an adult. Listen to me. Listen to me. So when the young man comes into my office to talk to me about business, I start out talking to him about how he looks at things, how he responds to things, right? Because so I'll say this. So like I do business with people that I don't necessarily, therefore I don't like their actions or these and how they go about things. It's not a particularly a judgment about them as a person, because I find that everybody is just who they are. Nobody's actually doing anything personal to me, whether it's my kids, whether it's my wife, whether it's a brother or a sister or uncle or aunt or somebody who I work with, somebody that I know. People aren't doing anything personal to me. People are just being people. And it's important that I don't spend a whole lot of my time focusing on people, situations that I can't change. When I wake up, I'm only given a certain amount of energy. There's a window of energy. I want you to listen. There's a window of energy that's there that I have to electrically lock in on the things that I'm responsible to do, my goals and dreams that I'm trying to carry out, the objectives, and for me to fulfill and walk in my vision of my truth of what I feel is true for my life. And when I take any time away from that, putting time into trying to figure out why that person is like this, calling this person up, talking to them about this family member or this or that, I'm losing the energy. I have to be careful of how I distribute my energy sources. And honestly, really don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. People, we got to actually allow people in our lives and people that we deal with, allow them the opportunity to be they are. I'm telling you. Because guess what? I can't tell anybody what to do. Why? Because nobody can tell me what to do. People are just being who they are. Like I'm just being who I am. And if I offend you by just being who I am, I'm sorry. I'm not intentionally trying to offend you. I'm not. I'm just being Malik. But when I learn something, the key ingredient to having inner peace and stability is the quality of patience. So now when I say patience, I don't mean that, okay, that we're being patient waiting for a desired result. That's not patience. That's not real patience. I want you to follow me, because what happens is when I have expectations, that's not really patience. It's with people in our life, people that we love, people who we interact with. The state of patience is the being this now moment right now. It's an acceptance of reality. It's an acceptance of this moment being the way it's supposed to be. See, some of us out here are no different than somebody who uses drugs. See, people people who are strung out on drugs, you might look down on them, but all they're doing is altering reality. They don't want to live in, they don't want to accept this present moment for being the way it is, so they put something in them to alter the moment. But people do that all the times. When I'm not accepting somebody for who they are, I'm altering reality. That's getting high. I'm sorry, it is. You might not be putting a chemical in you, but it's a delusional state of being. What's the difference? Tell me what the difference is. It's no different. When you're resentful at somebody, resentment is a non-acceptance of a real situation. I'm not saying what the person did is right or wrong, but if I'm resentful, that means that I'm bothered over a past experience that's no longer real because it happened past. So if I'm resentful, how am I going to go into a business place and operate effectively so I can carry out my dreams and goals, so that the spirit of inspiration can come into me? Listen, whether you're into modeling, whether you're into IT, whether you're into construction, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're trying to be the best at it, right? But the key to being the best in your career is being spiritually, mentally, and emotionally stable, because it transmits to the people who you're trying to affect to achieve your dreams and goals. And you can sit around trying to blame them till the cows come home, but it's you. So as I'm sitting with this young man and I'm talking to the young man about emotional balance, about being centered. So imagine if the sun wasn't centered, what would happen to the other planets? Everything will fall out of orbit. So I'm the sun in my life, right? I'm a man, I'm married, and I have a family. I also run multiple businesses. Those multiple businesses have other businesses that are connected to my businesses. I have multiple employees. I have about 30 employees. Those 30 employees have family members. Follow me. It goes on and on. So the decisions that I make and the things that I personally do is going to affect dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people, if I'm not rightly centered. So my financial and business success has actually forced me. It's forced me to be centered rightly. Because I can, if I'm not rightly rooted, everything that's in my orbit will start to. I can't have a chaotic orbit. So if I'm the sun, just figuratively, if I'm the sun and everything in my life is my orbit, I have to make sure that I'm rightly centered. That's the key. And the number one key is patience. I find that business owners don't want to let the process, even in your personal careers, even if you work for somebody, I find that the first step and the root, really the root of people's failures are a lack of patience. And if I want to tell you anything, patience is a quality. Table on it. When you talk about qualities, don't say I'm gonna be this way. I'm gonna display patience and tolerance because I want to get this result out of this relationship with this person. Because in your expectations on it, and that corrupts the quality, the spiritual quality. Spiritual qualities, eternal, and spiritual quality shouldn't be connected to an external reward. I'm going to say that. And I really, I want y'all to go to my website, convoswithmalik.com, because I have lectures like this on my website, convoswithmalik.com. You can like my Facebook page, Conversations with Malik. And I'm doing this because this is my way of giving back to my community. I want to actually share experiences that I'm having. And I can't get around to everybody. I can't speak to everybody. But part of the movement of what we're doing here is to share these experiences. And I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be deep and profound. I'm a real dude. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a real dude. You might be on my Facebook page and be like, yo, who is this guy? What is he talking about? Listen, I'm a real dude. I'm a transparent person. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I've made all the mistakes that you could possibly make. I've made them. I'm talking from my personal experience with this stuff. I've failed. I made all the bad decisions in life. Actually, this inner insight that I have actually comes as a result of the failures. By the grace of God, I was able to learn from what I went through. And I'm telling you, you gotta really, really be patient. So a question that I would have is, are you living your sermon? Right? Are you actually living your sermon? So if you can think of a sermon that you would want somebody to give at your funeral, just think of any pastor that you would like to speak at your funeral, right? And think about, this is an inventory question, because everybody's out there looking for the answers, but nobody wants to ask the hard questions and then turn around and answer the questions. See, everybody's looking for answers, but the answers are based on selfish, self-centered motives, and they're all based in gifts and rewards. People who I try to spiritually mentor in business, people who come to me and sit down and want to talk to me, and they want to ask me questions like, hey, how did you start the business? What did you do? You know how many people in 23 years I watched start businesses and start and close? I watched people come into my line of work and wind up selling me their personal their business properties. And from what I see, the failure wasn't the business plan itself. The failure was the internal qualities that's needed inside the person that's in a position of leadership, so that those qualities can be spread throughout the company, so that the company will flourish and prosper. If I honestly take a look at my failures in life, my failures in life come as a result of what was going on inside of me. The failure started inside of Malik first. So the question is, if you had a preacher speaking at your funeral, doing your sermon, what would you want that person to say? And then after you answer that question, my question would be, are you living that sermon? Huh? Because a lot of us, so what tends to be going on today is that everybody's cutting each other off. People stop speaking to people, especially with the brothers nowadays. I don't know, maybe it's something in the water, or maybe it's global warming, but brothers are more sensitive than the sisters now. So dudes will stop talking to you faster than you can say hippopotamus 3 times. They'll cut you out their life. I don't know what's going on with dudes. Dudes is gossiping more than the sisters. Oh yeah. Sisters, y'all ain't got nothing on the brothers. Trust me. So everybody thinks that, yo, I can do this on my own. I can handle this stuff on my own. But let me tell you something. So the law of mathematics is that one cannot multiply. You multiply 1 by anything, and that's the number that you have. 1 can't multiply. You need 2 or more to start the multiplication process. See, so when you look at this studio Conversations with Malik, when you look at my life and all of the things that I've been able to achieve, it's because of a lot of the people that you don't see. I've been blessed to have wonderful people on the team that I treat well. I don't have a high turnover rate at my businesses. And yes, Black businesses do operate excellently. Yes, I know you could say Black people don't know how to do business. Yeah, but people of all races don't know how to do business. Trust me. Trust me. There's I know some of y'all think that Asian people are the best business people. I got some Asian people that I would never do business with again. Ever. I got some white people that I would never do business with again. Trust me, I got some Arab people I wouldn't give a dime to. But it's so 1 cannot multiply. So, but the person at the center of it and the people at the center. So when I interview people, I spend time when people come into my office for the multiple businesses that I have, I spend time talking to them about the X's and the O's of the job that I'm bringing them in to do. But that's not my deciding factor. I spend just as much time questioning them about who they are personally. I spend just as much time talking to them about who they are personally than I do about the job qualifications. Because just because you got a degree, that don't mean you're qualified to help me with my movement. Because I take my businesses seriously. Why? Because there's people that was lynched. There were people who ran to freedom. There were people who gave their lives so that I could have this opportunity. And every time I walk out of my door, I'm fighting against the idea that Black people are dumb, that Black people aren't smart, that Black people can't operate effectively, that I'm fighting against the idea that we are inferior. I walk with that. I can feel my ancestors around me. I can feel my mother and my father watching me. I feel obligated every step I take to be at my best. I don't know what's happened to me. Because if you grew up around me, you wouldn't think that that was me. Because growing up, I didn't care about what anybody thought about anything. It just grabbed me. And I know that in my private life and in my private time, because let me tell you something, you're going to practice, you're going to play like you practice in private. See, a lot of y'all are trying to fool people, and you can't fool people. You can try to put on your best. I see it with people who come work for me. They start out well, they put on their best, they're always shaved or their hair is always done, and they're coming to work early. I'm not watching when you first start to come work for me. I'm watching how you perform in month 5, in month 6, in month 9, in the 13th month, the 15th month, because that tells me who you really are. You see, when you meet people and you get into business or personal relationships with people, people always give you their best in the beginning. That really isn't who they are in most cases. Now, I've had situations where people actually turned out to be better than how they came to me. See, that's also the flip side. Because if you're around me long enough, there's 2 things that's going to happen to you. And I got 4 minutes left because we're in pre-production. We got interviews tonight. Convoswithmalik.com. We got an interview tonight. It's going to be nice. Please check out the website. There's a few things that's going to happen. There's 2 things that's going to happen to you if you're around me for any extended period of time. Either your flaws are going to get exposed, and because I walk in excellence, you're just going to say, I can't be around this guy anymore. Or it's going to, my example of who I am is going to influence you and make you a better person. And I've been blessed and humbly blessed with the opportunity to watch people come into my life one way. And as a result of being in my life, not only have I've played a part in making them a better person, but they've played a part in making me a better person. You see, because life is school, and every interaction and every conversation that I have and every situation is class. And guess what? It's school 24 hours. And what's happening is a lot of us are cutting school. We're taking time off from school, and we're not learning the lessons. And we're judging things that aren't favorable to us in our lives, and we're putting it under the category of bad. This is bad. And then we're taking other things and we're saying this is good. But everything that might seem bad isn't necessarily bad for me. They've turned out to be good things. And some of the things that seem good ain't necessarily good for me. They start out good. They might feel good. It might taste good. Let me tell you something. I could drive to the Cheesecake Factory right now, and I'm a fat boy by nature. Don't let this slim face, I be working out, but don't let this fool you. I could eat a half of a cheesecake and it'll taste good. But I will feel the sugar and the glucose and the high fructose corn syrup. I will feel it going through my veins. Huh? And if you eat enough of it, it'll kill you. It'll give you the sugar. Say the sugar, give you diabetes. Right? Now, I could go eat a bag of broccoli right now. It don't necessarily taste good. Or a bag of kale. It don't necessarily taste good. I mean, you could hook it up, fix it up, put some onions, some seasoning in it, you know. But it will sustain life. So let's watch out for what we consider to be bad, what we consider to be good. Let's stop labeling things and go back to what I said at the beginning. Accept reality for what it is. And don't put it in the category. Just it is what it is. People are just being people. It's not personal to you. Stop letting everything that everybody says, I don't care if it's your wife or it's your husband, if it's one of your kids or it's your mother or aunt or uncle. Stop letting everything that everybody say create a feeling in you. Just let it be. And guess what? I'm going to end with this. What you say about me and what you think about me is none of my business. It's between you and God. And that might not even be between you and God. It might just be between you and you. You know, I ain't want to put God on that. God probably like, yo, Malik, what you talking about? Hey, between me and them, that's between them and them. Or it's between you and whoever you talking about it to. That's it. That's it. Patience. Waiting and patience is a quality. I just wanted to drop that because there's a couple of other things I'm going to drop. And we're going to upload a few more shows that I did. We're just in the editing process. I want to shout out my son, Kareem Turnage, who does all the production on the website. Everything that you hear on the website is from my son, Kareem Turnage. So if you have some things that you got going on that you want to do, that you need production for, my son is the bomb. And there we go. We're talking back about my family and how I was able to influence him. Right. And we're a family of doers. So I'm here in the studio, man. I'm working hours and I'm not making no money off of this. This is how I tithe. This is how I give back. I donate in the community. I support the community. I don't, that's how I tithe. Charity starts at home. I got enough nieces and nephews. I'm sorry. I told Pastor the other day, I give something once a year to my mother's church that she founded. Nothing personal. None of my Christian brothers and sisters, you ain't gotta like, I'm Christian, but look, I got a lot of needs in my personal family. I got a lot of needs. I help a lot of people. So peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. Please go to convoswithmalik.com. You can listen to the interviews. We put Miss T's interview up today, her inspiring story. Convoswithmalik.com. It's a great interview. Part 2 of the interview. If you want to know about what was going on in Harlem in the late 80s and all of the behind the scenes and how this sister made it through and transformed her life, listen to that video. I mean, listen to that show. And you can go on there, and all of our shows are on the website. We need your support on Apple iTunes. Download us on Apple iTunes, man. We're on there, and the people over at Apple, we got to show them certain numbers for them to support us the way that we need to support. So please support us on Apple iTunes. I can't come on the media team doesn't want me on Facebook Live too much, but I could come on and do little things. But I got spiritual lectures, not lectures, but I got things up there, talks, man. We just gonna call it talk because it's a conversation. I have spiritual conversations up on my website, and I'm gonna edit this Facebook Live and put convoswithmalik.com. Go on there, show us your support. And if anybody out there, finally, this show is the show for the community. This is our show. So if anybody out there that listens, right, if you want to come on the show and you got a story and you're willing to be transparent about your story and you're willing to be truthful and honest, I know you might not want to give me all your dirt, but if you want to give me all your dirt, I'll take it. But the purpose of this show is so that we can share our personal stories so that we can help somebody else who has been through some things and right now they're struggling in life. If you want to come on my show and be an example and tell them how you got over these situations, how you made it through, and how you was able to transform your life, then maybe that person will see you on the show and go, oh, wow, there's hope for me. Maybe if Malik can do it, I can do it. Because I remember when Malik was down and out. So I walk with that every day, that my walk and how I'm living my life, that I'm providing hope to somebody. People stop me all the time and they be like, yo, Malik, man, yo, brother, every time I see you, you're an inspiration, because they know how I was. When people see me smiling, they be like, yo, man, I didn't see you smile once growing up. Yo, somebody said that to me the other day. I swear he did. I was with the family. He said, Malik, I didn't see you smile once as a teenager. Good afternoon, Dawn. How you doing, Dawn? He said, I didn't see you smile once. And now I'm smiling all the time. Why? Because I have joy in my heart. I'm not resentful. I'm not bitter, because I'm spiritually centered, because I don't live my days trying to change people. Remember, I talked about patience as a quality, being still, being centered. I don't attach judgments to conversations with people. I don't judge people by how they look at things. You could disagree with me. You might not like me. And guess what? If you not liking me, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. If you not liking me and you not wanting me in your life is good for you, then guess what? That's what I want for you, because I want the best for you. I want the best for you. And it doesn't make me feel bad in any way, because guess what? I'm a good dude. And if anybody doesn't want me in their life, that's your loss, because it don't get much better than me. You're not going to find a better brother. You're not going to find a better cousin. You're not going to find a better son. You're not going to find a better black man. You're not going to find a better friend than Malik. So if you decide that my friendship isn't good enough in your life, then that's your loss. It's your loss, because I'm as good as it gets. Thank you. Peace and blessings.